Hey guys, it's Brad the Buff. I got my buff in my head and I'm ready to go. This is my video that I've been waiting to put out on my trip on the Allegheny Trail. I had a great time on the trail in general. It was a great trip. I did run into some problems along the trail. The first being is that I forgot my main hiking shoes and brought brand new shoes, which gave me some pretty nasty blisters right up front of the trail. The second biggest thing was, and I didn't know it at the time, and so the end of the video is going to make a little bit more sense. Apparently I had gotten bitten early on in the trip or just before and got Lyme disease, and it started to develop symptoms towards the middle of the second day and the third day. And so I ended up having to cancel the trip about 3 days in, and thank goodness I did, because as soon as I got home, I developed a really nasty fever and was in bed for a couple days. So I knew something was wrong. I didn't really know what was going on while I was hiking. You can kind of see me pondering it a little bit in some of the video clips. I lost my appetite. I wasn't sleeping well. So that does explain a little bit of the trip. One thing I would say about the Allegheny Trail, and I've said this in the previous video I did, is it is well marked. But I would highly recommend that if you're going to be hiking that trail that you wear gaiters, knee-high gaiters, or that you wear long pants, because there are some areas in there where it's a little bit overgrown and you have to push through some brush. So this video contains a little bit of those mistakes, but I did want to give you a heads up about how the video ends and exactly what happened. Lyme disease has not been fun, but I'm feeling way better now, and it wasn't the end of the world. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's a lot of content, but I had a great time putting it together, and I'm looking forward to getting back on the trail, and I'm looking forward to one day completing this trail when I can set it up. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Well, we haven't got to the trailhead and we've already hit our first hitch. As meticulous I am at researching my gear and getting the stuff I like, I had to stop in Summersville because the one thing I didn't bring with me was my hiking shoes. I usually wear my sandals until I get there to keep my feet a little bit more free. But now I'm running around. So far, the best shoes I've found is a pair of New Balance that I've never researched or heard of before, but they're pretty comfortable. So now, for the longest through hike I've ever done, I'm going to be in a brand new pair of non-research shoes, but hopefully I can find something. I'm at a Hibbett Sports, and maybe there's something in there that'll work a little bit better. I'm looking for some Lone Peaks, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully these shoes don't make or break my trip. Hey guys, it's Brad and the Buff. I got my hat on my head and I'm ready to go. I am getting ready to start. This is night one of my through hike on the Allegheny Trail. I'm going to stay up on the, I'm either going to hike up to the junction of, the Allegheny Trail with the Appalachian Trail and camp up there, or I'm going to stay at the shelter at the Pine Branch Shelter just before. Depends on if it looks rainy. It's kind of cloudy up, so I am super nervous. My drop off was my oldest son. He dropped me off and he's getting ready to drive away, and so I can't tell you how nervous and excited I am, but I'm gonna head on into the shelter and I'll check in with you guys later. I'd say I'm about halfway up Peters Mountain. I was going to stay at, I believe it's the Pine Branch shelter, but maybe I was at least going to stop in, but there are people there. I decided to keep on heading in. It's not raining yet. And I've only got maybe 3 miles today before I get to where I'm planning the junction of the Allegheny Trail. And so I figured that I would just stop up there. It is super humid out. It's not too hot. I do hope it cools down, which I believe it will in the evening. I sleep super hot, so, but not a ton of bugs, which is exciting. And I should be up there, I don't know, within the next half an hour, setting up my tarp And I'll probably check in with you guys at the junction. Hopefully there's a nice camp spot. If I recall, it's pretty flat right around it. So I'll camp there, and then I'll start first thing in the morning on the Allegheny Trail. Hey guys, about 95% sure I just saw a black bear go running down through the forest. Already pretty cool. I just kind of saw the top of its head. I heard it. It was pretty loud. It just kind of ran off. It did not sound like a deer. My mind may be playing tricks on me. It may have been a deer, but it sure looked like a black bear. So pretty cool. Good start already. Okay guys, it's 7 o'clock. I'm officially at the junction of the Allegheny Trail with the Appalachian Trail. Didn't take me too long to get here. I started from my car probably between 5:30 and 6. Luckily I haven't got any bad weather. It's just starting to cool down and be beautiful. I am anticipating, I didn't have this as part of my trip. My plan was to camp here at the junction. There's some great spots it looks like I could scout out here, but I am just full of energy. And I'm thinking about kicking it over to the Raptor's observatory, which is about 12.5 miles away. That would put me in camp at about midnight tonight, so I gotta make up my mind. I do love the night hike. It will be a lot cooler. So I'm gonna take about 5 to 10 minutes and chill out and really think about what I wanna do here. If the only thing, it'll cost me about 12 hours on trying to set the fastest known time, but I would split up my day tomorrow and probably make it a much better experience because I'd only have about 13 or so miles to get to Mon Cove State Park, which is where I'm planning on staying. So I could have an easy, really day one and break up those miles and then have a shower if I wanted. So there's some things to think about there, but I'm gonna take about 10 minutes and I'll check back in with you guys when I know what I'm gonna do here. Well, after about 10 minutes of thought, I think I am just gonna hunker in for the night. I feel great. I could night hike, which I enjoy, but I don't know this trail super well, and it would be unfortunate to get lost, but especially by myself. If I was going with somebody else, I might do it, but I think I'm just gonna hunker in and relax. You know, I actually got phone reception here, which is crazy. There's a bunch of great camping sites, so I'm just gonna settle in and have a really relaxing evening and begin tomorrow in full. So hopefully I don't spend my night tossing and turning, which is always a bummer your first night out, but I think I'll be pretty relaxed. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be setting up my tarp here in just a minute and start cooking up dinner not too long from now. See ya. Let me give you guys a quick tour of what's going to be my home on the trail when I'm not staying in the shelters. This is my Dyneema fiber, DCF, Dyneema Cuban fiber tarp. That's how I set it up. If you got a tree, you can tie it to it. I have poles that just in case I want to set it up in a field or something. Then just kind of duck in. And you can see I got my poly crow ground sheet underneath of all that. I have my thin light pad to actually protect my polycrow ground sheet, and then I put my polycrow above that, and I got my Thermarest X light and my Enliven Equipment quilt, and I got a little toe box there I made where that everything kind of slides into, and got rooms on the side for my gear. I'm pretty sheltered here. I feel like as long as it doesn't downpour, I'll be okay. If it does, I'll just have to lower my tarp down to, I don't know, maybe a couple feet so that I have a little bit more coverage. But, you know, this is my setup. It's only about 10, 11 ounces with the poles and the stakes, maybe 12. But yeah, I think it's gonna work out great. Not a lot of bugs, which I was worried about. And I'm just relaxing here. I think I'm gonna go maybe find a log to sit on, or I might sit here and just cook my meals. It is so peaceful out right now. I hope you guys can like hear the birds. And it feels nice. You know, I was worried about it being too hot, but I'd say it's like mid 60s. Cool breeze over the mountain. And I'm actually just really enjoying being out here and just kind of hearing myself think for a little bit. So anyways, I may or may not check in with you guys again tonight. If not, I'll check in first thing in the morning when I set off on the Allegheny Trail, and that's when I'm going to clock in. I have two different ways of doing that, but I'm going to start tracking that trip as soon as I hit mile 1 on that thing. So I may see you guys later if I have something to say. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. It's about 5 o'clock. The weather's been fantastic tonight, just a gentle breeze, just beautiful. Temperatures are perfect. I slept pretty well until about 3:30, but you know, I think I'm just antsy to get started in the day, so I think I'm just going to pack up my stuff, have my coffee, and try to get out with the sunrise at about 6 o'clock. There's some people sleeping close to Trailhead, so I'm going to try to do a video there just before I leave, but I'm going to try to do it a little bit more quietly because I don't want to disturb them. But yeah, I'm ready to get started my day. I am very excited. I got about 24 miles. I'm going to hit the Raptor observatory, which is going to be super exciting. And I'm staying at Mon Cove State Park. So I'll have access to showers if I feel like using them by then, and some electric so I can recharge my stuff. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get up, have my coffee, pack up, and get on out of here. Okay, there's a tent right here, so I don't want to be too loud, but I'm getting ready to start my tracker and head down the trail. So I know I'll see you guys at Raptor Rocks, but I'll probably check in a couple other times. And got a 24 mile today, so I want to get to it. Starting, it's about 6:03, I think. So got out with the sun, pretty happy about that. Very excited about today. I'm not sure, but I think this is one of the water holes that they have up here. There's kind of one here and one back here a little bit further that's described in the guide. They're kind of gross. I don't need water right now, so I'm going to head on. I don't know if somebody just drove up through them recently or something, but if you had to get water, you could, but probably not the best. Maybe this isn't it, and if it isn't, then I'll check in at the next watering spot. I'm about 2.5 miles, 3 miles in. I am about 3.3 miles in. As you can see, the double marker here, which always indicates a turn. That's the way it is on every well-marked trail. The trail's been really well marked so far. I've been really happy with that. I actually could have night hiked, but at this particular intersection, the road looks like it keeps going straight. You got to pay attention here at 3.3 miles into this double mark, because you're going to turn off to the right, and it is well marked, but you got to be paying attention. There's a couple mud holes right behind me as you get here, so that's a good indicator that you're at this point. Looks like a nice big camping area here. I'm about 3.75 miles in, and there's a big rock camping area. Looks like a couple roads meet here. So if you need a place early in to camp, you could do a lot worse. Flat, probably enough spaces for 5-6 tents, so not too shabby. I love these whenever it gets like a fern forest like this. It's so cool. Check out these like extra big ferns. I don't know what the difference is. I'll have to look it up when I get back. But you got like these low level ferns everywhere and these big ones that are almost like bushes. But I love just getting out in these giant fern areas. It just looks so awesome. I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park or something, but still feeling great, still heading on in. I'm about 5 miles in. This is the first really good source of water I've seen that looked nice and clean. It's not a real big stream. On the marker it says it runs all the time. So, I don't know, good enough to get some water. See the start of some mountain blueberries here. They should be, usually they come in about mid-August into July, sometime in there. I've seen a lot of blackberries that are just starting to bloom too, so that's kind of cool to see some blueberries out on the trail if you hit it just right. I'm about 6.5 miles in. This is my first major overlook. It is beautiful out there. I love when the clouds are kind of stuck in the mountains. I am expecting rain later today, so I might as well enjoy the clouds before I start to hate them. Looks like there's a little house here you don't want to disturb, but this is just off the trail. There's a little rock outcropping, and I get this view over the valley here. I'm just going to stop for a minute, enjoy the view, and then get right back into my hike. There is a slow moving stream here. I am not sure where the next spot I'm going to get water is. I'm at 11 miles in according to mine, but I'm not sure that matches up with the map. It looks like there's a gate right ahead, so that might be at the about 10.25 on the map notes. But I'm going to stop here, fill up some water, and just keep on going. I'm not too far from the Raptor observatory, which I'm super excited to stop by, check out, eat a little bit of food, and then just keep heading on. All right, so just past the stream I stopped at, I messed with it for a minute, and then I was looking at the notes, and I realized I was probably close to this water box. So you go past a gate, like 50 feet up from where I stopped at that little water area there, and there's a gate, and then to your right there's some blue blazes, and it takes you down to this water box. Right now the water box is all dried up, no water's running out of the tube there, but this is still a much better spot to fill up than it was up on the yellow blazed area. This is only like maybe 200 feet down the road. Just follow the blue in, and then there's a spot where you just kind of duck into the very last blue blaze. You just kind of turn right down to the creek. So I'm going to fill up here instead. This is a much better spot. Okay, I'm at this yellow marker, and then behind me right here is a blue marker, and it looks like it's the marker telling me that this is the way to the observatory. I hope it's right. I'm going to check it out. There's a big rock horn here to kind of mark the trail in, so I'm going to follow these blue blazes, and hopefully I'll be at the Raptor observatory. Well, the trail didn't take me to the observatory. It was a little bit sketchy coming down the trail, but it did take me to this really nice overlook. I will say, if you were looking for a place to camp that was close to the observatory, this would be a really nice area. There's a bunch of spots you could pitch a tent just on that blue trail coming out here. You can come out here and have coffee in the morning, or you could hike. I know I'm super close to the observatory, so I'm glad I made it out here. That trail though does not go to the observatory. It goes to just an overlook. So I'll take this in, keep heading in, and find the real observatory. Our first snake of the trip. There you go, it looks like an eastern garter snake. Curl right on over. I'm not going to antagonize them much, but always cool to catch those on camera. Okay, this is the Raptor Tower blaze. They make it pretty obvious. It goes up and it has a giant sign that says Raptor Tower. So if you don't see that, you're probably just going over to an overlook, which is still beautiful nonetheless. But I want to check out this Raptor Tower. Well, I made it here. I'm enjoying the view. Look at this, goes all the way around, all the way down the other ridge line, and you can walk to the other side and get a view of the valley on this side. So this deck goes 360 all the way around. I have no idea if you can stay in here overnight. I don't know if that's allowed. I'm assuming it's not, but it's pretty cool in there. Let me show you the inside of this place. It's a pretty big room. I'm just gonna sit in here and have lunch, or maybe sit out on these rock ledges here and eat. I'll probably sit out on one of these rock ledges and eat. But it's a pretty big room. I just put my gear there, and I'm gonna relax and eat a little bit. I'm running right on time, not too early, not too late. I still got about 12 miles today. So I should be getting into camp at like 6 or 7, but I'm just gonna enjoy this time right now. I'm the king of the world! Climbed up to the observatory and climbed down. Now I'm back on the Allegheny Trail. Got about 12 to 13 more miles, gonna hit the road walk. I am not looking forward to this road walk section. Today's so far has been beautiful. I've been really surprised. The trail has been super well. It might be the most well-marked trail I've ever been on. The yellow markers are like every 50, 100 feet. If I started to go one way, all I had to do is look back and I could clearly see a yellow marker. So the trail isn't very well worn in a lot of areas. It looks like you're just on an animal trail, but it was a beautiful 12-mile section to this. I would recommend this section for anybody. Starting at the junction down at the Appalachian Trail to the observatory here. What a great morning, what a great day. And just keep on heading in. Now I got the road walk to Mon Cove State Park. Thus begins the road walk. I'm on the roads for about 33 miles to connect the Allegheny Trail Section 4 South with the Allegheny Trail Section 4 North. You can get a shuttle from here, but I'm going to walk the road so that I don't have to get a shuttle. Plus I'm going to resupply in White Sulphur Springs. If you're doing the road walk, you head in the direction of this sign. You take a left down here at the road, and I'm going to be on this until Mon Cove State Park. Well, not this road. I'll show you the different turning points, but I'm going to be on roads till Mon Cove tonight. So check in with you at the turns. I think I made it to the bottom of the hill. It was pretty, not super steep, but a long walk straight downhill, which is always unfortunate because you know you're going back up eventually. But you come to a T intersection here with a stop sign. It says Limestone Road. You're just going to stay with the curve, and you are going to go right this way. Or wait, you can't see my hand. That way. Yeah, here's the T. It goes that way, and we are going this way down, which would be right at the stop sign. So I'm going to continue on this way. I believe it's Zenith Road, but it's still MCR 15, and I'm on this for a bit here. You know, I've been concerned that this road walk gap would be really unpleasant, but actually, well, as I speak to dogs, but actually it's been beautiful. Just rolling countryside. The road's brand new, and I've just been enjoying taking in this countryside here. This is beautiful farmland, and I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only about maybe 4 or 5 miles into it, but I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. So, whatever's that worth. Just past Gap Mills United Mennonite Church, but the graveyard. Look at this background behind me. Just They keep this so beautiful here. Not a bad place for your final resting area. So anyways, I'm almost to Gap Mills. I'm maybe a quarter mile, half mile away. So there's supposed to be a cheese shop there, and I'm gonna check in there and see what's going on. Okay, I'm at the T intersection of Zenith Road here. I'm gonna be heading that way, which as you come out is left. But I'm actually gonna go down this way because there's supposed to be a cool little cheese shop with some resupply. I'm gonna check it out real quick. So I'm gonna go about 200 feet this way, but then I'm gonna start back. Once you get, it's a T, and you head left that way towards Gold Star Families Highway. There's a sign right there. Head that way. This is the Cheese and More shop, just a little bit down the road, not very far, maybe 300 feet. It is awesome. They have everything in there. You could resupply there if you had to. They had ice cream. They had all kind of different drinks. They had a little bit of everything in there. Totally awesome. Super glad I stopped. I'm gonna grab lunch. They even have an outside picnic table here by the river that's pretty beautiful. So I'm gonna stop and eat some ice cream, drink something. I'm making great time. Got about 6 more miles to Mon Cove, so I'm feeling awesome. The weather's beautiful, and I'm gonna relax for a few minutes and eat some ice cream and drink a soda. Nothing like getting a cream soda and ice cream 18 miles into a 24-mile day. This was quite the find. Very happy I stopped. Very enjoyable. So I'm gonna fill up my water, head on to Mon Cove. Okay, here's the turn for Mon Cove Lake. There was a sign back there for the Mon Cove Lake. So I'm gonna turn right and go down this way, and there's another sign right along here that says Mon Cove State Park. I'm gonna head down that way. It's only a half mile after I turned at that bridge where the cheese place was off of Zenith Road. I turned left, went about a half mile. Now I'm turning right onto Mon Cove Lake State Park. As you can see, I have switched over to my long sleeve hoodie. It's because the sun was beating down on me pretty good. I'm getting some cloud cover now, but the last thing I want to do is my first long day out is get sunburned. I have a lot of exposure on this road walk, and it'll be the same tomorrow. I hate to get this sweaty, but I rinsed out my other shirt. Hopefully it's dry by the time I get into camp. I like to make sure one is dry, but having a wet shirt is better than being burnt to a crisp right at the beginning. So there you have it. That's the switch over. Woo! Mon Cove's right on the rise. I'll be excited to get in today. This, my friends, is a beautiful sight. Crossing the state park. My feet are getting pretty tired. I will be ecstatic to get in. This road's beating on my feet. You can see the lake behind me. And I think I'm going to beat the rain. So I'd better hurry on in. It's just starting. So I'm going to lap and get to the park, try to get out from underneath this rain. Made it in just in time. I've been able to get a shower down here. I got my tarp set up right there. I'm just gonna sit in the bathrooms. This is supposed to blow over in like an hour or so. So I'm just rejuvenating. I felt pretty tuckered out by the end of the day, but I'm starting to come back from it now. The first 12 miles up to the Raptor observatory was really awesome. I really enjoyed that. There was a water source at mile 5. It was a little stream. There was another one at mile 10 where the blue markers were, a little bit past mile marker 10. These aren't exact. And that's where I filled up most of my water. And then I carried some extra up to the Raptor observatory because I was worried about getting it on the road, which was accurate. I only saw one spot on the road where some water went through a little culvert and it wasn't much of anything. So your best bet is to plan on that gap between there and Gap Mills, making sure you have enough water. Now once you get to Gap Mills, you cross a bridge. There's a big river there. I went down to that cheese shop, and then they have easy access to water just behind there with a picnic table, and that's where I filtered out some more. And I carried with me through there. Once you hike that half mile and then you turn onto the Mon Cove road, there are several spots every couple miles. There's small rivers that you could get water if you had to. It wouldn't be the best, but I would suggest that you fill up your water at the Gap Mills River and just plan on making it to Mon Cove State Park if you're going to go this way. I liked actually the road walk to Gap Mills from the Raptor Observatory. I really did not like the last 6 miles. It was just, there wasn't really much to see. It was just kind of a boring walk. Started to get old after a while. I got, there's about 33 miles of road walk and I only did 13 today. So my first 20 tomorrow are going to be on the road, which you do make much faster time, but it is kind of hard on your feet. I got some blisters that hopefully do pretty good by tomorrow, but we'll see. Overall, I really enjoyed the entire hike up to Gap Mills. After that, it was kind of a drag. Now, maybe because that was my last, 6-7 miles of the day, but I don't think so. There just wasn't a whole lot to see. So I'm glad I got a spot here. I'm glad I feel much better after taking a shower. I'm just going to sit in this little area and wait for this rain to blow over and eat my dinner here. Not a whole lot of people. It is a Monday evening, so not a whole lot of people here. I may or may not check in with you guys again today. If not, I'm going to try to get out of here early in the morning again, probably about 6 or 7, because I've got to resupply. That's going to take some time, and I got about a 26-mile day tomorrow. So you figure 13 hours. I leave by 6. I get in at 7, something like that. I made better than I expected time today, but that doesn't mean it'll hold out till tomorrow. At some point, I'm going to have a nasty climb because I'm way down elevation-wise from where I was, and I know I'm got to go back up. So it may be tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm staying at Graham's shelter. So anyways, just wanted to let you know how my day went. Overall, I had a really good day, and I'm just going to settle in and hopefully get to sleep early tonight. Just after 6, I am heading out. This is Mon Cove State Park. I had a good stay here. I booked it in advance. The lady I asked to be somewhere close to the bathhouse and somewhere convenient, and she hooked me up. It was a perfect site. I got a shower. I was able to take care of my gear, get everything recharged. Very nice stay. I really wish I'd have had more time here. This would be a really cool place to hang out. I didn't even know this existed before this trip, so I'm already learning a lot more about West Virginia. But a beautiful state park, really nice facilities. Gave me something to look into. Boy, I was happy to get in last night, but I've got about 26 miles today. I'm about 15 miles away from White Sulphur Springs, where I'm going to resupply. So I'm going to hit the road, and I'll see you guys later. I'm following this road that just runs to the left of the lake. I believe it's MCR 1 or something like that. It's the Lake Road, Mon Cove Lake Road. So I've got this for quite some ways, and then it gets a little bit, some switchbacks up on mountains and some lesser roads. Luckily, I was on the Blue Blaze and beyond. They did a walkthrough. I watched that to kind of get an idea of what I was looking for. They did a guide. Plus, I have the trail notes with me from the West Virginia Scenic Trail. So that's what I'm going to be using to guide me. But I just followed this for a while, and take a few turns, and then White Sulphur Springs, here I come. Okay guys, where I came in was actually MCR2. I think I said MCR1. Here's a sign pointing in. So I just walked up to the left side of the lake. If I had stayed straight at where I entered in Mon Cove, I would intersect right here. The two roads end up intersecting. So if you stay to the left around the lake, or if you don't enter the park and you come straight, you're going to end up right here. And you know, this is MCR8 that takes you in, and I'm just going to keep on following it. So if you don't enter Mon Cove State Park and you just keep straight on the road that you were following from basically where you turned right about that half mile after Mills Gap, you would end up right here. I'm at the intersection of MCR 8 and 8-1. I am supposed to keep going straight on MCR 8-1 Mon Cove Lake Road, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So keep going. Somewhere the road about 100 feet ago turned into kind of gravel and mud. It's actually a welcome change just to get off the pavement. So a little bit softer on my feet. So welcome change. I just passed the fence that marks me going into the wilderness area here. I can't remember the name off of it. I think it's Cove something. Cove Creek. Yeah, wilderness management area. So doing good. Heading uphill now. It's been pretty much flat or downhill. Lots of water in the last section. It's not marked on the guide, but you follow a creek for about a mile. Beautiful area. I'm really enjoying this. And there's a couple spaces along the road where you could get water. So I think I'm going to come up over this and then drop back down into a valley according to the map. So keep on going. I'm crossing the West Virginia border. Look at this. There's a little plaque in the ground. Here I come, Virginia. Well, when I sat down, apparently I left my Gossamer Gear Thin Light. I use it as my butt pad and kind of as an extra thing of protection for my Thermarest X-Lite. Apparently when I got up and left, I didn't grab it. I must have just stood straight up and started walking. So that's a real bummer. I'm not going back to get it, so I guess I will be without that for the rest of the trip. It wasn't essential, but man, it was nice to have. It was only 2 ounces, so I guess Gossamer Gear will get a new customer, and if someone's driving through on MCR1 and they see a Gossamer Gear Thin Light sitting on a log, it's all yours. Beautiful pad. I'm sad to be without it, but I'll make do. Okay, I'm at a junction here. There's road. So the road I've been on, MCR1, becomes road, and let me make sure I got it right, 602. So you don't have to get off anything, you just stay straight, it just turns into 602. And I'm at the junction of Forest Road 612 that goes across here. So far, things have been super simple. Basically, once I got onto the lake road, you just keep going straight. I mean, you don't take any turnoffs. It's pretty obvious. I was a little bit worried. I looked through these trail notes pretty well, but honestly, it's pretty much a straight shot. Once I got on Lake Road, I've just been staying on the road that kept going straight. As long as you don't turn off, you should be good. This will drop down here in a bit, and I'll check you at the next intersection. Alright, so far this is the only spot that's given me any pause. I just came from back this way, and now there is a gate off to my left right here. Or no, right here. And then there's a big turn that goes down the hill. And then there's a road that keeps going straight across. So I think I'm supposed to go straight across. That's the way I'm going to go. If it's correct, I should pass a cemetery pretty quickly in according to the map notes. But this is the first time where there's a big bend or a turn and you don't follow the road. Instead, you just keep going straight and you leave what looks like the main road that I came in on. Okay, I'm only in a few hundred feet from that turnoff. There's a gate here. I'm assuming this is the cemetery. And I'm gonna go left down this hill here and not go through this gate. So hopefully I'm right. That fence up was not to the cemetery. Apparently I'd passed it and missed it. It was actually at mile marking 18.2. I did take the right road, but I was a little bit skeptical for a bit. The way I know I took the right road is being skeptical. I checked to see if I had cell phone service, which I did. So I pulled up Google Maps. So I am on, I believe it's GCR 52 Broad Run Road is the way it shows up on Google Maps. But that put me at ease a little bit. So yeah, if you go, you do take that left there. You don't go up where the gate is, you do take the left, and that'll put you on Broad Run Road, which puts you right on the trail. Once I got off the top of the ridge there, it went downhill pretty quick. It's been pretty so far. Now I'm just following a little stream off to my right. So there is water access here. I've pretty much had decent water access with the exception of once you start climbing up the hill, I don't know, maybe 5 miles ago or so, just past where the road kind of turns off to the wildlife management area. So, you know, assuming this doesn't dry up, there's a decent little spring here. I'm in a valley. And then that's been good. I should hit 50, road 50 here in just a bit, maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles. And then I'm gonna take a right and then on to, once again, to White Sulphur Springs. If you look close, you can see the fish swimming around in there. It's pretty cool. I think a few trout. There they go. See them? Here we are at the junction of 50 and 50-2. I am going to turn and go right. Let's see. No. Right that way across this bridge. I'm going to take a minute, I think, eat a few snacks. And from here, I think it's about 6 miles to where I'm going to stop in White Sulphur Springs and resupply. So I'm about a third of my way done through the day. I think it's around 11, so I'm doing all right. But we'll see. Pretty cool little tunnel there. I really enjoy going through that. this isn't on the guide anywhere, but when you get to this point, there'll be a stop sign over here for the road coming in this way. I'm gonna take a left here and go the same direction as these signs right here. So that's where I'm heading. I'm just staying on this main road. I'm going the direction that car just went. So in case there's no confusion, the road just kind of turns here. Sun coming in hard today, so I switched on over to my Vormy hoodie. Got a helicopter in the background, which is kind of cool, but don't want to get sunburned once again. I am at the junction of 60 and 50. I'm gonna take a right turn here and head to the corner of 92 and 60. Then I'm gonna resupply at the food line over there. Here we go at the intersection of 60 and 92. So I'm gonna be heading right across this bridge down here. There's a food line there I'm gonna resupply at. There's been plenty of places in town to stop if you needed to. Little pizzeria behind me. I wish I'd set time in to stop in there, but I'm afraid it'll make me too late. If I get out of food line quick enough, maybe I'll come back. Got done with my resupply. If I get in early enough, I'll show you what I got tonight. But I probably got about 7-8 pounds more than I had. So I'm a little bit heavier, and I still got about 10 miles today, so I gotta hit it to get to the Grand Mountain Shelter. I'd like to get there before dark. If I get there after dark, so be it. Here we are at Slash Lick Road, 15-4. I'm gonna take a right here and go across this bridge. I am stoked to be here. This section, I did not really like that much, 92. And the Mon Cove Lake road section, the beginning of it, the first 6 miles, past Gap Mills, have been what I thought was the two worst, but I'm glad to finish that section. It was only like a little over 3 miles. I've got about 2 miles this way, and I am stoked to get back on the trail and get off these roads. I should be in, I got about 7 hours left today, and I should be in, I don't know, like I said, 8, 9 o'clock. Just 200 feet in, road branched off to the left. You stay on 15-4, and from what the notes are reading, it gets pretty rough. It basically turns into a dirt road. From looking at the map, it basically looks like as long as you stay to the left, but I'll video the parts that I'm going through. I'll have the camera in front so you can see how I went. But I'm gonna keep going down this road right here, see where it takes me. That is a sight to behold. Holy cow. I am done with the road walk. I am ecstatic. And I'm going to head up this. I got about 4 miles. Oh, man. Woo! Glad to be done with that road walk. If you're coming, there's road here. They have some pink things tied up. There's a couple notes. You can see where the trail keeps heading that way if you cross the stream. So it is marked through here. I was starting to freak out a little bit because it was getting late. but they are marked, and I'm ready to get into the shelter. I got about 4 miles, so probably a couple hours I should make it in right with the sun. Make sure as you're marching up this hill, you catch this turn here. There's a decent marker here that's down, but you're going to go up into the woods right here. So there's markers, there's plenty of them. I had my head down, I barely caught it. So just make sure you catch this. Turns off in the right. Woo! There's the shelter. Big climb, and here I am. I am glad to be in, and I made it in just before dark. I got to get my stuff down and get some water. At the Graham shelter, it's actually really nice. It's really big. It's bigger than most AT's shelters. It's a lot deeper. You got to go past it a little bit to get some water. So that's where I'm heading. I'm going to check out, they say there's a good view from this field. So I'm going to head up there now real quick before it gets dark. It said there's a nice view from the meadow just up the way, and there is. If it wasn't so cloudy, I could probably watch the sun setting. I'm sure it'd be really pretty from right here. Just stuck behind some clouds, and I got to move to get the water anyway. So I just wanted to show you guys this view. It is very beautiful. It's pretty easy to see. It takes you down this pond, takes you down a hill. So you have to go down a hill. I actually was expecting it to be not as clear. I mean, it's not a river or anything, but it's not horribly mucky. So I'm going to fill up my water and head back to the shelter. It's about 4:30 in the morning. I'm making breakfast. Today's my big day. It's 28 miles. Did not sleep that well. I was hoping I was just going to kind of pass out from the miles I did, but I slept till maybe 1 or 2 pretty good, and then I was kind of off and on, and then about 3:30. You know, my legs are just, they're on fire, but that's all right. I think I'm going to have a good day today. I am leaving Graham Shelter. It's just after 5:30. Should give me plenty of time to get into camp. As you can see, it's still dark, but it'll be light here in about 20 minutes. There is a outhouse here, which is pretty nice. Overall, really like this shelter. The only downside is the pond water. Not exactly the the cleanest water in the world, but it worked. I got it, and I had a good night in, so I'm getting ready to head out and start this next section. I'll be done with section 4 north here in about 7 miles, so I'm ecstatic to finish that. Hopefully I make good time this morning. When you're coming down from Graham, when I was there, which is June 8th, there's a lot of blowovers. I mean, not too bad to deal with, but one of the things, and I forgot to mention this about the pond, there are patches of stinging nettles throughout there. And if you don't have long pants, they really hurt. You know, they sting for about 20-30 minutes. So that's not fun. So I would advise, if you're going up to Graham Shelter, wear pants. And just be careful what you're walking to when you get down to that pond. So watch out for the stinging nettles. A little bit overgrown within maybe the first mile, but now the trail's really opening up, so I'm excited about that. Heading out. I am at the Eastern Divide, so everything from here either flows into the Gulf or to the Atlantic. So cool little marker they have here in the woods. is finished. Section 4, I'm super stoked about that. That's including the road walk. I think I've got about 65 miles in at this point. It's about a little bit before 9, so I'm making decent time today. So I'm excited. This is the Laurel Run Trailhead. So now I'm just on to section 3, making my way forward, and I still got about a little less than 21 miles ahead of me today, so I don't have a lot of time for a break, but I'm going to relax just for a minute and enjoy completing section 1. Here I go, entering section 3, heading north, getting ready to start it now. Just made a big climb up. You kind of start off climbing. I think I'm close to the top, if not at the top. I only have one more major climb today, I think. So that's exciting, but I'm glad to get that climb out of the way and follow this ridgeline for a while. Hey guys, unfortunately I have decided to end my trip. I feel good about it. I know it's the right call. I don't think I can make it in at the current pace I'm going tonight. I don't want to be stumbling around the woods in the dark, and I don't think that my feet are going to heal up through the second half of the trip. I knew today was going to be kind of a good calling point if I didn't think I could keep pushing forward. It is my longest day. I got a good friend of mine coming to pick me up. So I'll end up at about, I don't know, a little bit less than 20 miles today. He's picking me up at the Bear something parking area. So that's about 12 and a half miles in on this trail. And then I think I did 7.5. So probably about 20 I'll have in today. Like I said, it's a little bit disappointing because I was making good pace, but I think that tomorrow I would have to drag my feet and I'd really have to push to get in tonight, and I'm limping pretty decent now. So, and I don't have any time to take rest or else I'm going to be hiking in the dark. So it seemed like a good time, and like I said, I knew coming into it, but that's all right. You know, making the right call sometimes can be a hard decision. Your pride gets in the way. But ultimately, you know, I know it's the right call. I'm not one that's easy to give up on things, but also I don't want to be a hero or an idiot or let my pride drag me into a week of hell when I could just be having fun with my family is the other alternative. So I think I'm going to go home, just take the rest of the week off and hang out with my family, and I'll come back and finish a trail at another time. Hey guys, if you liked the video you just saw, please subscribe, click the bell so you can get alerted for any new videos that I may do, and check the links below for any information I described in the video. I'll try to put as much there as possible. Thanks for watching.